Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm your host, Tina Boyle White, and I'm coming to you today um, in representation of WYTV7. And I'm really excited to be here with you. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks because I've been really busy. And I want to just jump in and tell you that we've been having a good time. Um, I want to thank WITV7 Christian Broadcasters for allowing me to even be able to have the Bridge broadcast show where I'm your host, Tina Boyle White. Today, what I want to do is I want to just do a quick drop in to say this season, this season is geared up, and I think I shared with you before that this season is geared up to really hit the areas of the body. And as I shared with you before, that this is a very important topic around the body, what I've been studying, what I've been learning, and what I want to share with you, the audience. Before I jump into that really deeply, I'm going to have several weeks where I'm going to do a recap with my team that I had the Journey conference with, and then from that we have some great guests, guests that will deal with how to heal your body naturally. We have guests that will focus on essential oils, yoga, you name it. We have some amazing guests lined up for this season. The important thing that I want you to be thinking about, though, this season, I believe I'm going to roll this season into season 4, because when we start thinking about the beginning of the year, that's when people set all those what do yearly goals. And I want to just be honest with you that we don't have to wait to the beginning of the year. And it's something that I want to talk about continuously, because it is so when you think about it, it's so critical to really start focusing on the body. And so when we think about the body inside out, I know many of you go to the doctors and you do your annual checkup, but as you get older, it's really something to start thinking about what it is that you're doing with your body as it relates to multivitamins, as it relates to having supplements that is essential for your health. And I know many people, this nation is plagued with diabetes. Uh, the percentage is astronomical as we think about diabetes, and how diabetes and being overweight, how that play a part in everything that rolls over into other forms of health. And I've been on this journey, and I think that since 2018, I've maintained a 25-pound loss. And um, I think that's when we started the season. Yeah, I've lost 25 pounds, but I've been off track. I had a busy summer where I was traveling, and so I've gotten myself off track. And what I want to make sure that I do is that I get back on track. And there's several things that I want to get back on track with. I want to make sure I start exercising and walking, and doing something of that nature. Some of the things that I do for extracurricular is I do go to the gym, and I'm going to start using these cards. I have some cards that help me to really get myself in order. This is the Fit deck. So this deck of cards is really I'm gonna use this to really get myself in a place where I'm warming up, or getting in the exercise. And it's a great deck of cards. I found this deck of cards. So swimmers, we got something for swimmers. We got something for the different parts of your body. We have this little deck has everything. And so I'm going to use this to really get myself back together as it relates to, getting in shape. And it tells you how you should do it intermittently. And so for those of you who are on that journey and really want to get yourself and take your health back, I want to encourage you to not only get a friend, a support, or a coach, but get some tools that are going to help you. But you know what? In all my learning over the years, in your exercising, you want to make sure that you start adjusting your eating. So part of what we're going to do this season is you're going to see me do some smoothies, some recipes. It'll be short videos where I'll show you some of the things that I'm juicing, some of the things that I'm blending. I'm really working on having a more plant-based diet, but you know what? I slip. And so for those of you who are out there, you know, who struggle with staying on a meal plan where you're eating and you're trying to be diligent, I just want to encourage you to just hang in there, just get on and stay on as long as you can. If you need some support, get you a support team, get you some people that will support you, because really to have a healthy inside is just amazing. Now, one of the things that I noticed, I don't know if you could really see it, my skin, you see where this shining on the two parts of my skin. I'm gonna put it up close. There was a time when I had um, eczema emerging, and it wasn't that I had eczema, it was what I was putting in my body. And so my body, when I start changing my meals to more of a plant-based and I start detoxing, um, I begin to see the healing of my skin. And so your skin is a great example of what's going on the inside. And so I want to encourage you to start drinking more water, to start doing a more plant-based diet. Really, I know carbs, we love carbs, but carbs come to do major harm to us. And so I really want you to think about what carbs you're putting in. And if you're going to do carbs, see if you can shift to more fruits and vegetables. Um, and so that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about this season. So exercise, eating. I have different authors, like I said, different people who are doing things with different types of methodologies. So I said yoga, just just even your mindset, you're getting your mindset right around this. We struggle oftentimes when we change our beliefs about ourselves, our limiting beliefs. And that's one of the things that I really want to tackle. What are your beliefs around what you believe about being healed and being whole, and how does faith and health go hand in hand? Well, the word really talks about, really being whole, and it really talks about presenting your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. And if you're walking in this faith walk, you want to be of use to God. You want to have this temple be such that it is well, that is doing well. And so I encourage you to really just begin to shift, make some minor shifts. We have October, November, December, October, November, December. We got 3 months. We're in the last quarter of the year. And I want to really just say what small pivotal things that you can do to make this year one that you are seeing some changes. And you know what? It doesn't matter it took me a year, almost a year and a half to lose 20, 25 pounds, but it's what you start to do and how you start to feel and how the energy. And speaking of energy, there will be different products that you will hear about on this show that you can decide whether you want to buy or not. But I'll share with you some of the things that I'm doing, and we'll juice. I'll set up my camera, and this season is really going to be about an active approach. I'll do some lives, and you might even see me in the gym. I might be running. You might be running with me, or I might be on the stair climber. Who knows? I just this season I really want to really get connected with those who are really, really looking to make a difference in their life. He said, the Bible talks about, I will satisfy you with long life. But the important thing about that is that if we want long life, we got to do something about having long life. And so you can't just continue to do the things that you have always done and expect different results. That now we're talking about insanity. I've picked up different books that I'll share some from with you. People who are walking with me and walking with me to experience wholeness and my health. I'll share some of those books with you. But this season is really one that we're going to get immersed. And so I'll pause right there and just kind of say that's what we're going to be doing this season. The other thing that I want to come back to is I want to just give you a recap. And then the next couple of shows you'll see interviews that I have with the people who were on the Journey Conference with me. I tell you, if you get a chance, go to my Facebook page, Tina Boyle White, on Facebook, and you'll see some of the video clips in as much as I could get. I'm still working on the post-production of the Journey Conference, but you'll see some of the speakers who came along. Friday night was such a phenomenal evening, and again, I will be putting those post-event videos. It was such a phenomenal night that we had the opportunity to do some worship, and we spent time learning about our identity in Christ. It's like, who are you in Christ? Who are you as it relates to knowing who you are? It's very, very critical to know who you are. So we had two speakers, and we had a young lady that I'm going to have on the show. Her name is Marie Newby, and she just began to share about her life and the journey in her life. And our last speaker spoke about how do you immerse yourself in the identity of Christ, no matter what you've been through. We have stories of people who have parents have just, Marie, she shares a story about how she's dealt with her family and her parents and, are drunk drivers and had to be in a place of, walking in forgiveness. And I don't know what you're dealing with on today, but, there's a place that we have to come to where we have to walk in forgiveness, and where we have to identify who we are in Christ. And I know people are like, what, he did me wrong or she did me wrong. I feel justified. Well, actually, quite honestly, it really does you worse when you hold on or harbor something that someone has done to you. And so I say to you, just, you want to find yourself in a place where you are not harboring any ill malice or any ill feelings, because this is the other part. This is why spirit, soul, and body, it rolls into your physical body. And so when we start looking at some of the illnesses that have arose out of people negative energy and just ill will, you will find that there's stories out there, people not being well. So Saturday was a great day. Saturday we opened up with a session, really learning about spiritual foundation. And the whole key with that is really, are you dead? Or would you die for your Jonas? Would you die for somebody who betrayed you? And are you in such a state where you're just dead to things that happen? Are you just a living sacrifice? And in these days and times, it's hard to really be that. Sometimes we get more focused on who we are and what we're up to in the big scheme of things. But quite honestly, it's really about who we are in God. And I go back to the message I shared, and it's been an iconic theme that is continued, that's being perpetuated in our ministry. And so the question really is, are you a yes? Can you be a yes in the midst of everything that's happening in your life? Can you be a yes? Can you be sold out to God? Can you say, God, use me, use my hands, use my feet, anything that I have? Can you say, God, use me, and be okay with that? That's the $1 million question. So we went on and talked about mental health and faith. And Sharon Lawrence, she shared beautifully, and she reminded us of characters in the Word that, got depressed. David was one of them, where his soul was disquieted. He just talked about, ever being in that state of slumpness. And when you think about that, you start thinking about people who may have disappointed you or let you down. And what happens when we have high expectation for people and they let us down, you find yourself easily vulnerable to being someone who is easily depressed. And so I want to really encourage you to listen in and watch out for that show. I had her on once, but we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about at the conference. And so then after that, we talked about communication, and we talked about communication and how do you effectively communicate with people who is hard to communicate. So we gave some strategies around that. Then the doctor came on and you talked about your body and your nerves and the power of the body to heal itself. And then Rachel Netter, Dr. Chad that was, and Rachel Netter, she talked about essential oils, and we'll do a great recap on that. So if you missed it, you definitely want to join in and find that, or you look up the YouTube where we're talking about that. And then we had some time to just really connect and fellowship within our community. Then the last part of the evening was Terry Joe. She really taught us some things about how to fight spiritually in a spiritual warfare. And it was just a blessing to really hear and get some tools and strategies and really recognize it goes back to our identity in Christ. And you know what? My identity in Christ is everything. I do not apologize for that, but we really talked about that. And then we ended the conference, and boy, did God do amazing things. It was just people's lives were healed, and things were broken off, and I was just blessed by being a yes. Blessed by being a yes, and I'm so excited. So what I want to do is this is Monday night. I want to invite you back to look for those various speakers. Look for what we have coming up this season. I'm telling you, this season is going to be great. I'm just really excited about some of the people that we're introducing. And, and I just feel in my heart that we're going to continue on talking about your health because, it's really the desire of the Father that you be healthy. He said, I would that you prosper and be in good health as well as your soul prosper. And so, he wants you to prosper spirit, soul, and body. It's nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing lacking. And if you're lacking in some area, it's time to get healed. It's time to be free. I see people walking and they, wobbling, and you start thinking about, the depth of what's happening. And generally, what happens when our bodies break down is when our cells cannot handle no longer. They start dying off, and this is how you get cancers and, things start taking over. And so, we want you to be at the bridge. We want to get you from where you are over here to where you need to be. So we want to create that bridge to make that connection so that you are whole and well. Reach out to me, connect with me on the bridge, communicate with me. We often wonder, if I reach one person and you never tell me, I'm still grateful. And I pray that you, who's ever listening in my audience, I pray that you're listening, and I pray that you have the courage to reach out. You don't even have to reach out to me. I pray that you have the courage to do the things that you need to do in your life. It would be nice if you did reach out to me, but if you didn't, I get it. I'm being a yes to what God is telling me to do. So I'm here serving you, and wherever you are, whether you may be remote or far, whether you watch this today or 20 years from now, I pray that your life will never be the same. Well, you know what? It's been an amazing time, and I'm grateful to be sharing this time with you. I wish you the best, and I pray the best blessings over your life. Please come and share with me in the future, in days to come. Watch me, click on me, do whatever, reach out to me. But most importantly, be blessed in your life, and I'll see you soon. God bless. This has been your host, Tina Boyle White. Thank you so much.